Hi there, welcome to my channel. Well, as you can see, we're in the red currently, and as you know, if you watched that short video I did earlier today, I did end up selling a covered call today. And well, let me show you just in case you didn't see that video. I bought SPY on Monday. I currently own 312 shares of SPY, and if we scroll down here, I have one call and one put on SPY. If we open up this call on SPY that I sold today, we scroll down here, I sold 3 contracts for an average cost of $2.89 per share, basically, for a credit of let me see if it shows it down here. There it is. For a credit on 3 contracts of $867. So as soon as this contract expires, I get that $867. So that's a guaranteed I'm going to get that money no matter which way the market goes. And so I also bought a put. Now I used $100 of that $867 to buy a put on SPY. So if we go back to here, we'll be able to see that put that I bought. Go back to here to SPY, and let's scroll down, and there's this put right here. Okay, so currently I am losing money on this put. I bought it for $105, but in reality it didn't really cost me any money because I used some of that premium from the call that I sold on SPY to buy this put. And so they both expire on the same day. They'll both expire on Friday. And if things don't go the way I'd like them to, for example, what I would like to have happen is that my call gets sold out of the money. I'll explain the strike price right now, and it expires on Friday. Both of these do. And so let's say that my shares don't get called away and the market starts to trend down. If it trends down, then my shares are not going to get called away. I'm going to remain owning my shares. And so what could happen if the market trends down, what could potentially happen here is that this put that I own could become more valuable. On my phone, there's a simulator. Oh, here it is. Simulate the returns. Let's take a look at that. I've never done this here on my computer. So if the market goes down, the value of this put will increase. So let's say if it goes down, that would be about a 2%. If the market went down by Friday by 2%, then I would make an extra $417 plus the $767. So it would be over $1,000 for the week. Now, if the market goes up, I still make $1,000. Okay, so either way, I'm going to make extra money. That $867, I'm going to get that no matter what, even though I already used $100 of it to buy this put to protect a little bit from the downside. And so either way, if the market goes up and it hits my strike price, or it goes above my strike price, then all my shares the 300 shares will be called away from me. And my strike price is above my average cost. So I will make $1,000 if that happens. If this happens, then I'll make probably a little bit over $1,000 potentially. Don't really know what's going to happen exactly. It can go either way. But let's go back to my shares. So if we go back to SPY and go back to SPY here, we'll be able to see that I bought my shares for $686.16. Okay, so the strike price is right here. It's a strike price of 687. So it's about 82 cents above my average cost. So that's an extra 82 cents per share that I will receive if these shares are called away from me. So I'll still make $1,000. Now, what do I want to have happen? Personally, I would like that my shares be called away from me. That's what I would personally like to have happen. Then I can redeploy that money and do it again or do something else with it. So I'm also thinking that if they don't get called away, of course, then I can just do it again. I can just sell another call at the 687 strike price or at some other strike price, depending on the different premiums that are available. So for now, this is the situation I'm in here, right? And currently, there's lots of well, I haven't really heard about too much, but there's a little bit, I guess, of fear in the market. So if we go over to the Fear and Greed Index, we're at 32 points of fear. And so, just a few months ago, I think we were like at extreme fear. Now we're in fear. And I think the reason why the market is in fear is because tomorrow is the Fed rate decision. Are they going to cut? Are they not going to cut? Now, is cutting really going to pump the market? It may, maybe. Maybe cutting is going to cause the market to pump. Now, if they don't cut, then it's probably not going to pump. It's probably going to go down. But according to this information here, there's an 87 to 89% chance or probability of a 25 basis point cut. So the odds of cut are pretty high. So I'm thinking that probably they're going to cut. I don't think that they're going to pause or skip or, I think they're probably going to cut the 25 basis points. And we are towards the end of the year, so, there's always this so-called Santa rally, I guess, that I've heard of, and usually, I guess, during the Santa rally, the market rallies. So hopefully that continues to happen. If that happens, if there is a market rally, sorry, got a phone call. If there is a market rally, then more than likely, what will happen is that my shares will be called away from me. And that's what I want to have happen personally. Then I can do this all over again. I might be thinking of doing it with a different ETF. Let me show you guys what ETF. It's the Dow. The Dow isn't a very popular ETF. There's not much news about the Dow. Maybe people don't like it very much. I don't know. But what I've noticed about the Dow is it's less volatile. And the premiums for calls are quite high. So you can only sell weekly calls on the Dow. And so if we go over to, I think you can, let me move my face out of the way. Here is the, where are the options? Okay, let's see here. There's the options. Trade, DIA options. Okay. So we're not buying a call, we want to sell a call. So if we scroll up on this, as you guys can see here, that red share price, that's the actual current share price. It's $476.36. So if you were to buy it for $476, you can sell the call here at $479. So it's about it's out of the money. So you would be selling a call out of the money about like a little bit over $2, maybe like maybe $2.50 or something like that. So you're selling a call that's out of the money by an extra $2.50, and the price that you're going to get paid for the call is $2.42. So I'm able to do 400 shares, which would be 4 contracts. So 4 contracts, if we pull out the calculator here, let's pull out this calculator. If we do 400 shares, 400 times 2.42, that would be $968 for the week. But there's also some upside there, right? So the upside is like another $2 and 40 some odd cents. So if we actually do it like $5, 5 times 400, that would be $2,000 for the week. So that would probably be far better than doing covered calls on SPY. I think I would probably make more money by doing covered calls on this ETF. So I may be thinking of, if my shares get called away from me, which is what I want to have happen, I'll probably switch over to doing calls on this ETF, DIA, or the Dow Jones Industrial. Now, I may reduce the shares that I may be doing calls on. I'm thinking of maybe doing calls on only 300 shares at a time. Okay, because I'm kind of here's the deal. Here's the deal for me. I'm running into this difficulty. Okay, where when all this started, when I first started doing this, I was day trading. I was day trading VTI, and for the most part, it was going great. I was day trading VTI. Occasionally, I was day trading the Dow and selling calls on the Dow Jones, just like I showed you right now in the Dow Jones, and things were going great for me. The only problem that I had is that I had to pull out my phone at work. So every few minutes, I'd have to pull out my phone, see how the trades were going, and sell if I was in the green, or buy if it was in the red, so that I can buy and then sell it, or sell a call. And so, since I work during market hours, I had to do it during my work. And so I wanted to find a way to make income without having to pull out my phone every few minutes at work. So that's when all these ETFs started coming out, the Yield Max ETFs. And I bought the very first one, was Tesla, right? I made a bunch of money on Tesla. It was probably one of the best trades I ever made so far. But soon after, Tesla just started to take a dive, just started to dump. Fortunately, I did not get back into Tesla. I did end up buying a lot of other Yield Max ETFs. I haven't bought any since. I got out of all of them, and I no longer own any of them. But at the peak, when I owned a whole bunch of different Yield Max ETFs, not only that, I was using like about $100,000 worth of margin. So I was making over $10,000 per month in dividends. So that was great. So all of 2024, like at the beginning of 2023, going into 2024, I was, by the end of 2024, I was making like $10,000 a month in dividends. And so when you start making more money, you start spending more money, right? And so since I was making more, I started spending more. And so I bumped up my spending. I bumped up my lifestyle, you could say. The biggest change that I made was that, well, I live in a very much larger place now, which is far more expensive. And I was depending on that extra $10,000 per month. And now I don't have it. Now I don't have that $10,000 per month. But guess what? My lifestyle expenses are still high, because I was basing it on the $10,000 that I was making on a monthly basis. Now I'm not making that money anymore. So I'm in a difficult situation. So what I'm thinking of doing, because things are so like up and down and volatile, and there's fear in the market, and It just doesn't seem like a stable ride anymore. Just like back in 2024, it seemed like a more steady, stable ride. Now it's much more volatile. And so what I'm thinking of doing is potentially removing about $50,000 from my account here. If I remove $50,000, I'll still be able to trade the Dow Jones, 300 shares of the Dow Jones selling covered calls. I'm removing that $50,000 just to cover all my costs for the amount of time that I live in this place. And hopefully things get better. Hopefully things get better, and I can generate more income from calls. And yeah, that's the dilemma I'm in. That's the situation that I'm in. I'm actually spending more than what I make, and that's the honest truth. Because I was relying on all that income from all those yield max ETFs, because they were paying, like, some of them were paying over 100%. But of course, some they're unreliable, because in price return, there is really no price return. In total return, yeah, they're great. But when it comes to price return, no, forget about it. The price return just goes down. Total return, some of them are good, but some of them aren't even good in total return. So I don't think I'm ever going to buy those again. Even like SPY-I, I mean, I would say that SPY-I is probably one of the very best ones. It's even 4-star rated. But you know what? In total return, yeah, it's fairly good, but it doesn't reach the S&P 500. It just doesn't get there, and it doesn't generate enough income for me. I need to generate more, and so that's why, if I'm able to do 300 shares of the Dow, for example, let's do the math one more time. You saw that example. If you sell a call that is out of the money, right? 250 out of the money, and then 250 for the for selling the call, that's $5. So if it's $5 times 300, which is the amount of shares I would be able to buy, that still would be $1,500 for the week, in 1 week. Now, if I were able to do that every week, like say on average 4 times in the month, that obviously would be $6,000. So that would be phenomenal if I'm able to do that. That would be great if I were able to do that. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. And so I would be reducing my risk by removing, $50,000 from my account, and still be able to trade with about a little bit over $160,000. So, yep, one more change, one last time, maybe, hopefully, things start to get better. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. You'd be helping me out a whole lot. If you guys got any comments, if you guys got any advice for me, I really would appreciate it. If you have any comments, any questions, please put them in comments down below. I'm trying to grow this channel, and if you do like, share, and subscribe, then you'd be helping me out a whole lot, because I really do need to bump up my income somehow. Thanks for watching again. God bless. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.